This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Manchester Pictures, Identitech, Steve Aldersley, Anthony Coleman, Ray Schuster, David Dockery, Kurt David, Aubrey Coper, Joe Brown, Mason Frost, Andreas Glaisel, and Biff C for sponsoring this video, supporting the channel, me, my family, encouraging the growth of all this nonsense. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the video. Time for another one-off. So I did Shore by Fleet Foxes because that album came out recently and I love Fleet Foxes. So today we are doing the Ascension, the new Sufjan Stevens album. I love Sufjan Stevens. He's great. One of my favorite albums of all time is Seven Swans. I also really like Illinois, Carrie and Lowell, Michigan, Age of Odds. Good stuff. Good stuff. Really, really vibe with some Sufjan, some Subaru Stevens. So this is a new album. Came out a few days ago. I was gonna get to it sooner, but then I also have been wanting to put it off because it's 80 minutes long. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and then we'll start in on our Led Zeppelin and Stereolab alternating binge. Yes, so this has been getting kind of mixed reviews. Some people are like leaning down more towards like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Some are saying 8 out of 10. Some are giving it perfect scores. I'm sort of hit and miss on Sufjan's electronic beat boop music. Like whenever he goes electronic, like especially on his Christmas albums, I'm just kind of like, And with like the Age of Odds, I'm really hit and miss on that one too. Some days I vibe with it, but most days I'm just like, this is just a little too much. So I'm interested to see what this one is like because it's listed as electropop, industrial, and ambient. I don't know if this is like a, overtly politically charged album because I have heard America, the final track, and it has that tinge. And I mean, there's things that opinions Sufjan's has that I agree with and ones he has that I don't agree with. So I'm interested to kind of see what his musical statement or just, vocal statement of the on this album is. Because I find him to be a very interesting fellow. Anyway, let's just jump right in because we got 80 minutes of music ahead of us, guys. We're going to try to truck through this as best we possibly can. I don't think I have anything else to say, so let's begin with 15 tracks. Track 1, Make Me an Offer I Cannot Refuse.
Move like the waters I cannot drink. Make me an offer I cannot refuse. Move through me. Show me the grace of a natural king. Lord, I need. Make me an offer I cannot
Great. I wasn't expecting to, I don't know about the rest because there's 14 more tracks, but I was not expecting to enjoy this that much because like with Age of Odds, it's like it's really kind of complex and like difficult to grasp. But like the last track on that, Impossible Soul, is one of my favorite Sufjan tracks, and it just there's certain elements of it that are difficult to get into, but there are some parts that are very like poppy, syrupy, great hooks, great melody, great climaxes. And this song like had that in spades. That was fantastic. I really dig that. So let's see what the rest of the album has to offer. Run Away With Me, not Carly Rae Jepsen.
run away
Not bad. Reminds me a little bit of, was it Take Me? By Sisyphus, which I think is I think that's the name of like the little side project he did with two other like hip hop guys or R&B guys. Um, Kind of weird side project. I don't think they've released any other music, but Take Me by Sisyphus, very similar. Not bad, not bad. I feel like this album might just suffer from like a bloated element to it. It might be more quantity over quality. We'll see. We'll see. Video game. This was a single. I haven't heard it.
I don't wanna play your video game. I don't wanna be the center of the universe. You don't wanna be the one who has to change. All you want is what the resume tells you. I don't wanna play, I don't wanna play. I don't wanna play, I don't wanna play. I don't wanna put the saints in chains. I just wanna make my life a little easier. Wanna be your Julius Caesar. I don't want it to go down that way.
Fairly solid. Don't know if I loved it, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Got like those Idiotech Kid A beats. Nice kind of almost sounds like very traditional like synth. Obviously, I don't think that's an analog synth, but it's really warm tones. So far, this has been like a fairly warm album, even though like some of his delivery and vocals are kind of cold. A lot of the synth is very warm. I like that. Lamentations.
All of your life, I am the future, define the future. Is this the reason why you walk back to the door? Well, kindness, love me the first time, love me the last time. Take me
That's okay. More of like that's typical Sufjan with this like very like it's like over very kind of synthy almost strings and like very swelly stuff. Like that's the kind of Sufjan that I'm not as much into. It's just a little too like serene and it doesn't really go anywhere. Um, it was okay though. It was okay. I didn't dislike it. It was just okay. Tell Me You Love Me.
I lost my faith in everything. My love, I feel the dark will last forever. My victim lovely and afraid. When it all falls, what's the use of hoping hands? Can you tell me this love? I'm gonna love you. Love you.
Very emotional climax. Very good swell at the end there. I like that. I dig it. That's a little bit more in line with the kind of like electro Sufjan that I like rather than Lamentations, just to kind of give you a little bit of a metric. Die happy.
I wanna die happy, happy.
I don't know how he wants to die. I'm really struggling to figure that out. So I think it comes down to like I don't dislike the production or necessarily like the music that's happening because it's very lush. It's usually quite interesting, but sometimes certain songs just don't quite form into like a cohesive thing. Like Tell Me You Love Me felt like it had like an arc. This had like a little climax in the middle, but it was just a how long was it? Almost 6 minutes long. It's like that probably could have been cut from the album. Honestly, it's not a terrible song, but like it didn't add very much. Like obviously the lyrics were very repetitious, and I don't know. It's just it's the debate between like the level of quality. It's like there's multiple dimensions. It's like how good is the composition, how good is the production, how good does the song form into a cohesive whole, and then like how much does it impact the album flow. There's like multiple levels of how an album is constructed, and for me personally that one probably could have been cut. Still fine though. None of these have been like unpleasant to listen to, or I'm just like, which are some tracks on the Age of Odds. So, whatever. Ativan.
I woke up in stereo, spent the day in vertigo. The fever from the fact. Is it all part of a plan? Tranquilize me, sanity. I shit my pants and wear the bed. Take some time to throw. Fill me with the blood of Jesus. Clean my plate till he receives us. All for nothing. Is it all part of the plan?
That was messy. Industrial sounding too. Weird. Um, Again, not terrible. Probably my least favorite so far, just because it was all over the place. It felt a lot like some of my least favorite tracks off of Age of Odds. Um, some elements of it I like though. Again, like the production and the composition have been pretty solid throughout. It's just kind of like the flow of the songs that sometimes don't quite come together for me, but still haven't really disliked any yet. Ursa Major.
Ursa Major. For your information, I'm not one for controversy. I love you till the earth runs for the love of mercy. In the face of all this danger, there is beauty where I see it, everywhere that I can feel it. I love you, I'm never gonna do it.
I don't know why he has this fascination with like ending some of his songs with just like 10 seconds of like synth or strings out of nowhere. See, this song had elements I liked and disliked, like the vocal shifting, the pitch shifting, and like the really weird like squeaky falsetto that happens briefly. Like I don't like that at all. But like I just find myself kind of like grooving with some of the production. Like in most of these songs, I get kind of like locked into like what's happening. Like the percussion is really weird and bouncy and just all kinds of different sounds, but like it creates a groove, and I dig it. I don't know. It's weird. Landslide.
It was something of a second life. It was something of an anaphylaxis. It was something of a reinvention. You took my breath away, I took my time. Step is the light, the rise of the tide. My love is away. It was something of a phantom synapses. Now everything is slipping out of my hair.
That's fine. Nothing amazing, but just good. Nothing crazy to say about it. Let's keep going. We got what? 6 tracks left? Over halfway through? I don't know. Gilgamesh?
Reach out for what remains before you. Oh, my heart will leave you now. Surrender under your spirit. Sing my eulogy.
Like Landslide, fine. Nothing amazing. Like so far, like Die Happy, Landslide, and Gilgamesh are just kind of like they kind of are running into the other songs, and they're not really like standing out in my head. Anyway, Death Star.
Death Star and despair. Trash talk, violating what you call the human race. Death Star and despair.
Interesting. I feel like the samey problem where some of these tracks feel samey is like he does very similar chord progressions. Like every time, I don't know. It started with "Take Me" on by the Sisyphus project, I think, because I've heard very similar chord progressions in a fair portion of these songs so far. Um, that one was more interesting than Landslide and Gilgamesh to me. But again, just fell a little flat, a little flat. Goodbye to all that.
I am alone in my car. Hopelessness and glory. To all of them, hopelessly infatuated. Driving to wherever you are. Goodbye to all of
Hmm. Fine. Fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. It was okay. I'm kind of brain dead right now. I feel like Sufjan is just kind of. Am I taking Ativan? I don't know. Sugar.
Come on, baby, give me some sugar. Red writing off the wall. This is the right time. Come on, baby, weight of the world on your back. Surrender with that colorful flag. Don't make me wait too long. Drink the poison or they'll defeat us. This is the right time. Come on, baby, sing the sad song. Come on, baby, give me some sugar. Make me wait. Don't make me wait. Baby, give me some sugar. Give me some sugar.
If that was like 4.5 minutes instead of 7.5, I probably would have been perfectly fine with it. Like the intro wasn't bad, but it's like I had already sat through that, and then there was like another full song after that. So maybe shorten it a little bit. I don't know. Some of these feel way too long. Not bad though. Obviously, it's a single. Makes sense. Sorry, I'm just gonna get a little like fatigued now. I'm getting that album fatigue. You know, it's a long one. It's a long one. We have 2 tracks left though. The last one of which I've already heard. But let's truck forward. The Ascension.
When I am dead and the light leaves my breast, to behold, glorious in its path, but the prophecy, oh, it strikes
Um, almost pretty solid. Just kind of, how do I describe it? I like some of the composition, especially like the instrumental kind of bits between the choruses or verses or what have you. Um, makes more sense as an album closer, I guess. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how America fits in here, but um, very just kind of like subdued, simple. It feels like an outro. I don't know. Weird. Fine though. Fine. America. Let's close this out.
Is it love? Don't do to me what you did to America. Give it all up in laughter. Have kissed your lips like a Judas in heat. I have worshipped. I believe. Don't look at me like I'm acting hysterical.
What a pretty. Gee whiz. Wow. Um, what I find kind of weird is it seems like the Ascension would make a better ending track. And if you just cut that last like instrumental section of America off and put America below Sugar and then the Ascension last and then just like stuck that along instrumental outro to the Ascension, that would make more sense, right? I don't know. What do I know? Um, yeah, what I find interesting about this album is it doesn't really. It's kind of like a lamentation, for not only for like America, obviously, but just kind of in general as well with like culture, social media culture. And I can vibe with that, regardless of whatever Sufjan thinks, which I got some notes of that in the music. I can vibe with lamenting culture in America right now. I can get down with that. This was okay. This was okay. Nothing amazing. I don't know if it deserves 10 out of 10s. I can see why someone would dig this. It just seemed a little inconsistent and messy to me in parts. It started off really strong. The first three tracks I dug. And then Lamentations was okay. Tell Me You Love Me, I think was good. Die Happy, who cares? Ativan was crazy. Ursa Major, fine. Landslide, fine. Gilgamesh, fine. Death Star, fine. Goodbye to All That, fine. Sugar, fine. The Ascension, fine. America I really like that swell at the end, last part of America. It started stronger than it ended. The back half just wasn't as interesting to me, but I wasn't bored, save for maybe some of the tracks near the end. But that also just might be album fatigue. Who knows? So, for those of you who don't know, I do album follow-ups, usually about a week to 10 days after I listen to an album. When all the dust has settled and I've kind of formed somewhat of a final opinion, I'll do a follow-up video where I just kind of talk about how the songs have changed for me, if they have, or if I still feel the same. And I'll just kind of summarize it up in a video. So if you want to see that, subscribe and hit the bell. Also, patreon.com/AlexHeitz, link in the description. We'll do occasional polls where normally I would pick 4 albums, but I'm starting to transition to where people on my Discord pick it in like a community style voting sense. So next poll that I do, poll number 12, will be completely community driven on my Discord. Also link in the description for that. And then I just have the patrons vote on those 4 albums as to which one I do next. So if you want to partake in that, head on over to my Patreon. $1 a month is all you need. And also, again, the Discord. Right now we're doing a album cover bracket elimination tournament to see what the best album cover is. Completely community driven and voted upon and submitted as well. And that is currently, I think we're halfway through. I think we're on round 20 of 40. So check those things out. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think of this album. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it amazing? Is it terrible? I thought it was okay. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned for more reactions, and I will catch you around. Godspeed.